Hello, and welcome back to another episode of HBO Max. I'm your host. Joining me as always is Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you today?
I have a problem that happens at the beginning of the show every single week, Makenna, which is that you say hello and I want to say hello back. And I've done it a couple of times and it throws you off a lot, so I don't do it.
You should
But
do
every
it.
single time you start off the show, hello, I think I want to say hello back.
Hi. You should do it sometime.
I've done it a couple of times
yeah.
and it completely derails you.
Are we shocked? That's a fun fact right there. You should throw those in randomly and see how far off we can get. Brandon, how was your Easter?
It was pretty good. My brother came down from Oregon, got to see him. We went over to his in-laws' house.
Ooh.
And
Sorry. I put the pen in my mouth and it fell
I
out.
saw it. It was hilarious. But yeah, so we went over there to his in-laws' house, which was cool. They did there's a bunch of kids around, right? So they did kids Easter, but then they did like an adult Easter because
Ooh.
there's like the grandkids or whatever and the nieces and nephews that are still young, but like most of us there are like in our like mid to late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was a complicated place. Shout out to my brother's mother-in-law, Myra. Shout out to Myra. She's
Whoa.
awesome. She put this thing together. It was really complicated. So she put out 100 numbered eggs. Like after the kids had done their Easter egg hunt, sent all the adults inside. She put out 100 numbered eggs. And then some a couple other eggs with candy and whatnot in it. And then like made us go around looking for eggs. And then she had a table lined up with 100 cups on it. And there were prizes under each of the cups. And so you went up in order and got to randomly, pick whichever one you want, got a prize.
Wow.
It was a whole deal.
Were there 100 people?
No.
Or did
No. So each person got
okay, multiple.
Yeah, like
eggs.
15 eggs or whatever.
Oh, that's so fun. What were some of your goodies?
I got, related to this, will come up later, In-N-Out gift card.
Oh, of course.
Great. And then I won the big prize, got $50.
Look at you.
Yeah. But then it was just there was some candy in there, a couple other gift cards, there was like a $5 gift card, Chick-fil-A.
Right.
There's little stuff, cool stuff. Yeah.
That's very creative.
Yeah, they're doing stuff.
She should make that into a business. I don't know what kind of business, but
I don't think you can have a business that operates once a year.
Hey, you can fashion it for other holidays. We put more in there. 4th of July, there's not you got fireworks, but you gotta wait till night for those. And you got
that's true.
You got just
not enough holidays have an actual activity associated with them. Because Christmas you're opening gifts, right, but it's just you sit down and you open your presents or whatever. Yeah. This is like Easter has a game that you play.
Yes, more holidays need more games or need games. Period.
Yeah, I agree.
New Year's I don't think has really anything that's
No, you stay up and you drink. That's what you do on New Year's.
That is, yeah, I guess that's what you do on New Year's.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we need...
New Year's could literally, it doesn't matter that it's a new year. It could it's just a day, it's every other party you've ever been to.
My mother has not stayed up for New Year's in years. Just, we'll go over to her room, say Happy New Year, she says it half asleep, and then we my dad's sister and I take a picture, and we go to bed. That's it. It's New Year's, baby.
I feel like I do it every other year now. A lot of the time I'm just I don't know. I got nothing going on. I'm just gonna go sleep. What are we doing?
New Year's, baby. Let me tell you about the game we played.
Yeah. I need to hear about this.
Okay, so we went to my grandmother's for I was gonna say Halloween. That's not the right holiday. Easter. And there was 22 of us. Okay, and my dad's youngest of 6, so there's just all of us. And my cousin, who she's a year older than me, she brought her new boyfriend. They started dating in like November, I think. No one's met him except for my grandma and like maybe a couple people. So this was going head first into the meet in the maze. Like, I don't remember my married cousins ever bringing their partners over until they were married, or at least engaged. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was because I was a kid and I don't really remember much. But it's like all of a sudden, oh, they're married now. I don't know. She's at family gatherings now. So I was like, this is gonna be interesting because one, we're a lot to begin with, but two, we're all in my grandma's small kitchen. It can get very loud.
Yeah.
So, and also another important note, my father has a kidney stone during all of this. So, like, I even asked him before, I was like, are you going to play any games if we play like football or something out back? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play this year. Can't play. Like, okay. So, we get done with Easter lunch, and my dad goes, I'm going home to get the kickball. Like, okay. Because we also didn't find out that the new boyfriend was coming until they pulled in, and my aunt came ahead and was like, hey, she brought her boyfriend. So now, of course, my dad's got to become the favorite.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So he walks in, my dad introduces himself, he says, I'm going to be your favorite. So, starting off strong there. So we go, we finish our meals, we go out back.
I need to pause for a second, because I know the audience hasn't seen your dad's videos, but I have. I love how accurate those videos, like, your dad plays a character in these videos. And it's so accurate to what all the glimpses I get of his actual personality.
It's all real. It's Rodney May playing Rodney May, essentially.
Yeah.
So we go out back, and there's 22 of us total. I believe 10 of us played the kickball. So it's a combination of a bunch of different ages. Let me see. It's like, it doesn't matter. Never mind. There's little children all the way to my aunt, who's in her mid-50s. I think she was the oldest person playing, then my dad, and then like one of my cousin's husband, and then like my sister and I, and then the tiny children who are like 12 and under. Oh, and the new boyfriend. Of course. So I luckily was on his team, which is important because he is a very fast man and he played football in college. So
where do you play football?
Shippensburg.
Okay, so like D3, but still like
the most out of anybody there.
But that's D3 is still a level of athleticism that is like will blow your mind.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You're standing next to it.
Oh yeah, and it helps that he's a personal trainer now. So he's he's all bulked out and everything. Very muscular man. And so we play, and I mean, it started off slow. We had to eliminate bunting, which it happens. And then my team scores 6 runs in an inning. I added a T. That's fine, whatever. In a frame. We ended up tying 14-14, and we had to stop because I think my dad's kidney stone started kicking in. He called it, but it wasn't called before, when the ball got stuck in the tree. And it wasn't called when the new boyfriend accidentally slammed the ball into my 8-year-old cousin's shoulder, which luckily she was staring the opposite direction, or she would have taken it straight to the face. And it wasn't called when she got slammed into the face the second time with the ball. She was fine. She's fine. We were all fine. But everyone's out on the porch watching us. It was a nice moment. Then we all went inside and ate dessert. And that was kickball's back, baby.
Kickball is back.
Kickball's back. I'm saying it. My dad, he wants to go out and get a new kickball for the family because our official kickball got a hole in it. So we had to play with a small soccer ball that I used when I was 6 years old from the 2006 Germany World Cup, which I think the kickball would have hurt less.
Yeah, probably.
Than a soccer ball. But yeah, I scored a couple runs running around using, of course, we don't have real plates, so we used cement circles from my grandma's garden and my cousin's floor mats.
This is the key to like playing like baseball, because like my family, Easter's, we play wiffle ball. Oh, that's what we do. We play wiffle ball.
That's fun.
And so yeah, one of the keys to the experience is nobody has bases, and so it's this sweater is gonna be first base, this tree is gonna be second base. That's part of the experience.
Oh, absolutely. My dad was even like, because we used to have bases in my grandma's shed, but it's been a while since we played official kickball, so we're just scouring her yard. We're just trying to find whatever we can find. The boyfriend offered up his shoes at one point. We said, no, sir. We're using car mats.
That's good. That's a solid choice.
It's very solid. It was, yeah, of course, the cornfield, automatic out if it goes in the cornfield. We don't make well, I guess we did make that rule.
I don't understand your setup, so I can't like comment on
I don't have a picture. No, I have a dark pen. I'll draw it out for you real quick. Hold on. Let me find, okay. Oh, will you be able, okay, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we got the house, right? Okay, we got Grandma's house, G-Ma's house, if you will. And then we got corn. Now, the corn has not risen yet. It's, because they just took it. It was just the end of corn taken down season. Here's one tree. Here's another tree. And then we got 2, 1. Oh, here's the clothesline. Not that that matters, but I'll put that in anyway. Here's 3, and here's home. So you gotta, okay, so here is my is it forwards or backwards?
No, you're right. Yeah, okay. I got it. Yeah.
So there's the house. Here's where everyone was watching. And then, of course, the shed and everything's back here. So if you kick it hard enough, you can get it into the cornfield. But if it goes there, it's in out.
Okay. Is it, like, easy to kick it into the cornfield? Like, would that be too easy to do?
No. If your the boyfriend kicked it in a couple of times. But he was the only one who did.
So why is that feels like that should be a home? Why is that now?
It should probably be a home run now. I think that rule was made when everyone was like young, and you like the siblings were younger. So maybe it probably should be turned into home run now.
Was it like when you play like mixed gender softball? Mm-hmm. A lot of times, yeah, hitting a home run isn't out.
Okay.
Just to like balance it out and make things fair. Like if you're worried, but like I mean, I don't know. I think that's not a cool way to play.
Well, I'll bring it up to the board next time. The next grandma holiday isn't until Thanksgiving, so you're
not gonna play kickball on Thanksgiving, right?
No, we go for a walk. Sometimes we'll play football.
Gotta play football on Thanksgiving.
Gotta play football, which.
Although I've been playing football less and less on Thanksgiving because I'm getting old and I usually have to work the next day, and I'm like playing football with my family will destroy my body for a week.
Oh no!
Like people are going like full speed.
Oh my god!
And yes, people are gonna get hit. So yeah, I have injured myself at a Thanksgiving football game and then had to work the next day too many times. So I tend to skip it these days.
That's smart. I didn't get hit at all. I'm very sore. Well, I worked also on Saturday, so like my legs are sore and everything. But I woke up this morning and I did not feel good. It was, especially like the abs bit. Not that I have abs, but like the tummy bit that was sore just from the exercise. Gotta sprint because we hold no mercy when we throw that ball at people.
Oh yeah, no, you can't.
No.
You gotta play to win.
You gotta play to win. That is good mentality right there. That's what we strive for. Winning.
Absolutely.
Welcome to week 2 of Coen Brothers Month, everyone. It is
15 minutes of a podcast.
Yeah, 15:30. We watched The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski.
Thank God, because I forgot to bring home which movie we were supposed to watch this week. And I was really nervous. And I did want to ask you for a third time which movie we were watching. So I just went off of dates. I was like, I made good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start off with some facts and figures. F&F. FAF. I'll figure that out. It was released March 6, 1998. Budget of $15 million. Box office $46.7 million. In 2005, it won the Satellite Award for the Outstanding DVD Extras. I couldn't find what the DVD extras were, but they were outstanding.
That's interesting. I have no idea.
I don't know.
It is like, because it's funny that this is like you're gonna be going through this, like, it didn't make its budget back, it didn't win any awards, and like this movie is so well loved and so praised now that when you go back and look at it, you're like, oh, everybody hated this movie when it came out.
Yeah, it was not glowing. Although in 2014, it was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry. In 2020, there was another movie in the same universe called
The Jesus Rolls.
The Jesus Rolls, which our boy John Turturro, did I pronounce that right?
Yep.
Cool. He directed, wrote, and starred in it. Brandon, have you
no association with the Coen Brothers.
No. Have you seen this movie?
I haven't. I heard it's not good.
It's terrible from the synopsis I read. But have you seen the cast?
I mean, I did at one point.
It's wild.
Yeah?
Well, at least for me, I guess. I don't know. Bobby Cannavale. I don't know if I pronounced his name right.
Oh, Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Audrey Tautou. She was in Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon. John Hamm. Christopher Walken. Pete. What? Pete Davidson.
It just got weirder the longer the list as I went down the list. It sounds like it's the type of movie that the Wikipedia synopsis doesn't have good grammar and is confusing. But I like the purple of the movie poster, so you know.
Yeah, it's apparently like a loose remake of another movie.
Oh, okay.
And like, yeah, I don't totally know why this movie exists. John Turturro really loved playing the Jesus. And like the Jesus was actually supposed to be like a much smaller character in the movie, even though he is a very small character in this movie. But like John Turturro, John Turturro had already worked with the Coens multiple times. He's part of like the rotating roster of actors they use constantly. And yeah, when he like did the Jesus, apparently he just like blew everybody because he's fucking hilarious as the Jesus in this movie. Yeah, and I guess he just really liked the character and wanted to do more. And had to ask the Coen brothers to just let him do something with the character.
And this is what we got.
This is what we got. It was a terrible movie from everything I've heard.
Yeah, it sounded like a fake movie from the the synopsis. Yeah, and it's also a thing where I don't think John Turturro has really directed much. So like it. I think so.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this now. He directed some shorts and then just a couple other movies I don't know. Oh, Fading Gigolo I've heard about, but I've also heard that wasn't very good.
Oh no.
But that was Yeah, that movie's a whole deal. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, I think it just might be that John Turturro just like doesn't have skills as a director. Like he might just not be, which is like fine. He's an actor.
Right.
He doesn't have to
He's,
be a good director too. Like
he's a good
people,
actor. Like,
yeah, like skills don't transfer over in certain ways, you know. So, but he's a fantastic actor.
I like him in Monk. That's why I
Yeah.
can't stand with him. Sorry. Okay. Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges, Mr. Bridges, maybe one of my favorite Bridges, owned most of the clothes that the dude wore, including
That makes sense.
the jelly sandals that apparently, allegedly, he still has
Yeah.
in wears.
The jelly, as the Brits call the jelly shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's actually funny, like when you look, because like Jeff Bridges like took a break from acting for a little bit, and when you watch like later roles and stuff, he's like he likes being the dude. I think it's like to an extent like a decent portion of his personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read that's like when he read the script, he asked the Coen Brothers like, "Did you know me in high school?" Because apparently like that's how he was in high school.
That's great.
The dude never bowls outside of the one dream sequence when he helps Maud bowl.
Yep.
We never see him bowl in real life.
Of the main three, Donnie's the only one we see bowl.
Oh, it's true. Oh, Donnie. Go get the Donnie. God bless Donnie. That is true. I didn't think about that. John Goodman. I wonder how good of bowlers they actually are then. I mean, they did the thing. They're doing competition. So, I mean, I guess they must be better than the average person. I'll ask your thoughts on bowling in a second. I have a few more facts. When they throw the ringer out of the car window, that sequence is shot backwards so they could get the perfect arc.
The Coen Brothers are meticulous.
Yes. And my final fact, I lied. I only have a couple. Steve Buscemi's characters in the Coen Brothers movies, his remains slowly diminish over time. So Miller's Crossing, you see his whole body, his whole dead body. In Fargo, he only had a leg, and in this movie, he's just ashes. Where'd he go? We don't know. And those are my facts.
He dies in Barton Fink, I think, but that might be off screen. We might not get a confirmed kill in Barton Fink.
Confirmed kill.
I never realized he dies so much in Coen Brothers movies.
I was just gonna say,
now.
how many times has he died in a Coen Brothers movie?
A considerable amount, apparently.
I love Steve Buscemi.
He's great. I started rewatching 30 Rock last week because I don't know. There was a specific joke that I wanted to watch from 30 Rock, and so I put on the episode it was from, and then I was just like, man, I really like 30 Rock, and so I just kept watching it.
Never seen it. That's NBC. I know.
Yeah, the first season's like really quite bad, and then it really picks up after that.
Oh, it's good. What's it on?
Peacock.
Oh, duh. Okay, that makes sense. I think
it was on Netflix for a really long time, and yeah, now it's on Peacock.
Is Alan Alda in that?
Yes.
Okay.
I just watched the Alan Alda episodes. He's a guest star in like 3 episodes.
Oh boy, now I really gotta watch it. Brandon, what are your thoughts on bowling? You bowl?
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Oh.
I think I hate bowling. I don't like it.
What if you use the bumpers?
No, that's not really my like. I'm actually like a decent bowler.
Oh,
I can do it quite like. It usually hurts my hand or my wrist. I find the whole process uncomfortable, and then it's just like a really slow game.
Yeah.
That I mean, like if you got people who are like there to bowl, it can go really quickly, but most of the time that's not what happens. Everybody's standing around, everybody's talking, leaving and stuff. It takes forever to get through a game of bowling. No, not a fan.
Because I could go either way with bowling. I like bowling, although I've got like 4 different bowling thoughts that just went through my head. I enjoy bowling. I'm terrible. I like the bumpers. The gutter, I guess, makes it fun, but you know, I'm not gonna do very well. The thing that I don't like about bowling is that it's like, because I think the most people I've ever bowled with that I can remember, aside from like parties when I was a child, was like, it's like 4 people counting myself. So it's like, you can't even really hold a conversation with anyone because you're just constantly,
People
it's a
kept, yeah, keep
carousel.
moving around.
Hmm.
It's also like it's a total scam. Like they make you pay for shoes and
Yeah,
shit.
that's disgusting. I
Yeah.
hate that part because they're always sweaty and they're just always sweaty. And I don't like the bowling ball. Always feels weird. It just feels germy.
Yeah.
Like they're not cleaning
It's
out the holes. Like I've
yeah, I'm
never.
not. And like so it's like if you're going to get really, you have to invest like a shit ton of money
Oh
into it.
yeah,
And so I'd rather just spend that money on golf.
golf. Yeah, it's. I think my parents were in a bowling league in like the '90s, and I think their bowling ball is still somewhere. I'm gonna have to
My
look for it.
grandpa, my mom's dad,
Mm-hmm.
he has like 5 brothers and sisters,
Mm-hmm.
all of them great
Oh,
bowlers.
oh wow.
Like they all used to bowl together in leagues and stuff. And yeah, they've all, a couple of them have bowled perfect games. Like they're all very, very good bowlers.
My dad has bowled a couple perfect games on Wii bowling.
I've done it in Wii bowling.
Oh wow, look at you!
Yeah, but that's like pretty much after I'd done it. Like I didn't want to play Wii bowling anymore.
Oh, I'm sure. My dad
It's like
said,
once you figure out how to play Wii bowling, it's like okay, I just do the exact same thing
right.
every time.
My dad said he told us a few years ago because every once in a while there's like a few days a year where like the 3 of us, like my dad, my sister, and I, get really into Wii bowling and we play like like multiple games before bed. And he told us one year that when we were younger, he would wait for us to go to bed and then just constantly be practicing Wii bowling. And my sister and I went back in like the logs or whatever to what 2006, 2007, and like we saw like when you get like the little message in your inbox like you just did a perfect game and like all the hours he put into Wii Sports and
Wow.
whatnot. So yeah, we can get into it. Campbell, my sister, she gets into it. She like throws her shoulder out usually a couple times a year because she gets really into it, and then it's shoulder just gone. But I found out that because we used to bowl in middle school, my friends and I, we would do like rock and roll bowl where it's like dark and like a
Yeah, I'm
Friday night.
familiar.
Yeah. I found out that I don't bowl right. I don't release the ball at the right time. I essentially just throw it up and then it goes.
Oh yeah.
Not good, but I don't know how to not do that. Every time I try, it just gets worse.
I mean, what are you gonna?
I haven't
What are you
damaged
gonna do? Put
anything yet.
200 hours into bowling to try to not do that?
Right.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
No, I'm not going all the way across town to the bowling alley, getting sweaty shoes on, put my fingers in God knows where it's been. No, I'll stay home and play on the Wii.
So I see the appeal of bowling. I do. For me, it's not quite there. I don't really like a game that plays exactly the same way every time.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because like the idea of bowling is sort of that you're just doing, like you're trying to master this one thing. And it's extremely hard to do the exact same thing 10 times, you know?
Yeah.
So there's like a level of mastery where you're competing just against yourself to do the thing right.
Mm-hmm.
I like that to an extent. Like that's part of why I like golf. Is that golf is extremely difficult.
Yes.
And it's about like trying to control these very minute movements with your muscles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the course is different every time you go out there. And then there's 18 different holes. It's not the same hole every single time.
You also have to figure out wind. The wind is
there's the elements. If it's been raining, what the ground's doing and stuff. There's a lot that changes the game. Bowling, no. Bowling is the same thing every single time, and that's boring. I don't want to do that.
We could get Pete Weber on here and ask him questions about bowling.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Would we want to?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was gonna say something about golf. Oh, I found out what a handicap is. What's your handicap?
Oh. I don't have one. I'm not good enough to have a handicap.
My dad's, I think he told me was 20.
You have to play, like, to get an official handicap, you have to play the same course within a period of a couple of months, like 5 times.
He used to, because he used to be like an account rep, so he would go out with clients and stuff. So I think that might be why. I haven't asked him too much about his golf.
I don't really play enough to be able to like have an established handicap. So, but it would be very high. I'm not good.
I wanna golf. I wanna try it once.
Yeah.
At least once, I should say. Not one and done. What if I like it? What if I'm good? What if I'm a scratch golfer right off the bat? Who knows? I don't know. I've never golfed.
That's not gonna happen.
No, hear me out. I am a phenomenon. No,
it is profoundly difficult.
Hear me out. I'll do it. What were your thoughts on the Masters? Were you a fan of Hot Dog Guy winning?
Yes. It was great. The first couple days of the Masters were really strange.
Yeah.
Weather was terrible. Made the course very strange. But it was Saturday, because we did our Easter on Saturday. We didn't do it on Sunday, just because it was where everybody could be there. Right. But it was Saturday. We had kind of watched like the end of it, and then we were hanging out at night talking about it because, you know, me and my brother, we play golf. Our dad, his father-in-law plays golf, so we were all just talking about like the Masters and whatnot. And we're still like, oh yeah, you know, Koepka, he's got this, you know, he had like a 6-stroke lead or something at the end of Saturday.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's probably wrapped up. He's really good. He's probably not going to blow a 6-stroke lead. And I was like, I don't know. I've seen it happen before. Like, Jon Rahm's really, really good. And in the beginning of Sunday, Jon Rahm had like 4-putted his first hole. And I was like, oh, maybe it won't happen. But the weather really changed on Sunday, allowed the players to like do their thing. Jon Rahm played fantastically. Really happy to see, you know, not see a live golfer win the Masters. That was fantastic. I like Jon Rahm. I think he's a really great player. Dope guy. So yeah, that was great. And I don't like Brooks Koepka, so.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of him either.
Yeah, seems like an asshole.
We watched it at my aunt's house because we went to see my younger cousin who's 4, and it was very exciting because my uncle and my other cousin, they were there for the first 2 days. They were able to go down because of their company. I don't know how it works. They work for a chemical company. I don't know how it works. So they were down there for a couple days, and my other cousin, who's like into golf and everything, and he was like, show me all of his merch. He's like, I got a hat, I got a ball marker.
The stuff that you get from the Masters is really nice, and it's very hard to get.
Yeah, and apparently it's very, very affordable. Like, his hat was $35.
Yeah, well, because it's like the tickets to go are so expensive, and you can't buy the merch unless you're there.
Right.
Like, yeah, once you get there, the stuff is actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, I heard, my sister was saying that, like, you can buy, like, everything on the menu for, like, $66 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what do we have to do to get to the Masters? Not playing the Masters. Well, maybe we could play the Masters. Can I be your caddy if you play in the Masters?
We that's not going to happen. We're not going to be able to play in the Masters. We honestly, the likelihood that either of us would ever even get to play at Augusta, not in the Masters, just at the golf course, is so incredibly low.
That's our new goal.
It's because you have to be like part of the country club, or you have to have won the Masters.
I want.
Or know somebody to take you there. Like, yeah, like people who work at ESPN, like doing shows at ESPN, can't play Augusta. It's insane. But like, to go there for the Masters, honestly, like, it's not completely unthinkable. It's the waiting list is huge. So yeah, normally you have to like know somebody who can hook you up. But I don't know. You know, we're doing a lot of stuff with Josh Makuga these days. Makuga, huge golf fan. I bet Makuga hasn't been to the Masters and really wants to go.
Let's go to the Masters.
So yeah, you know, like the sports content thing takes off with Makuga. I don't know. Maybe we go to the Masters once.
HBO Makuga. You know?
Yeah, but that'd be awesome. Going to Augusta would be real cool. Not this year because the tree almost killed somebody, but
That wouldn't be good. That's not advisable. And then does it work? Are the Masters like the Opens for tennis? Like, is there only one Masters a year, or there are multiple Masters a year?
There are four. It's like tennis. There are four majors.
Oh,
the one at Augusta is called the Masters.
The Masters, and is that like the big shebang? Like, is that like the big one, or are they all that big?
It's weird. The Masters is the one that people care the most about usually, because Augusta's like the hardest golf course, kind of. And then it's like it's the one that's been around the longest, so people tend to care about it the most. But like the PGA Championship is technically like the big final one, and then there's like the US Open and the British Masters and all that stuff. So yeah, it's like tennis, where it's like Wimbledon is like the big one that everybody talks about, but it's actually like middle of the season.
Right. Interesting. Do you win a coat at all of them, or only the Masters, or jacket?
So I believe wherever you win a championship on the PGA, you get a green jacket.
Oh, okay.
The thing is that the green jacket, wherever you win it, you get to play there whenever you want if you have a green jacket from that place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I heard my cousin was saying that, like, the jacket rules, at least with the Masters, like, you can wear it wherever you want for a year, and then you have to essentially give it back to Augusta, and they take care of it and maintain it. And, like, you can only wear it then after that at Augusta, and no, like, you can't leave.
Oh yeah, they have like a big closet.
Yeah, I want to see the big closet.
Maybe it's only for the Masters. Maybe it might be a different thing if you win some of the other tournaments.
Oh my gosh, you get
I don't
like,
follow golf
souvenirs?
super closely.
That's fun. You gotta like collect them all. It's like a McDonald's Happy Meal toy.
Well, that was crazy because like Jon Rahm was like the first person ever to win the US Open and the Masters.
Wow, good for him.
Like golf's been around for like a really long time. And I don't know, I heard this from Makuga that apparently like the US Open's the hardest one to win.
Where's that one?
Let's find out.
Let's. Excuse me. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, this is the first time that I've followed golf outside of Live Golf, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I liked watching the scoreboard.
It is apparently at a place called The Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts.
Oh, let's go. We're gonna.
And it's like the oldest golf country club in the U.S.
Wow. How old is it? Does it have a year?
It was established in 1882.
We're after Civil War. That's pretty old. Not really old, but old. Pretty old.
The oldest golf-oriented country club in the United States.
Wow. I would have... No, I guess I don't know the history of golf to think whether that was...
Yeah, well, I don't know specifically when golf became popular in the U.S. because it was a Scottish game for a really long time. And then it eventually became more popular. Right. I would assume through, a period of immigration.
Yeah, that would make sense. Golf. Let's golf. Golf. We know golf.
Makenna, what'd you think of the Big Lebowski?
It was a movie. I don't know. I thought it was good.
How long are we into this episode? We're like 30 minutes, 45 minutes into this episode?
39 minutes. Almost 40.
Jesus.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I went into it with too high of expectations because I've heard about it for so long and everything. So I think if I went into it not knowing anything, I was disappointed with the little amount of bowling. I was gonna say golf. I thought there would be more bowling. But no, it was still pretty good. I didn't know. I only knew the bowling part, so
yeah,
the crime part came out of kind of nowhere for me.
I think the first time you watch this movie is the worst time that you watch this movie.
Okay, good.
For a lot of reasons.
I'm glad because I was disappointed that I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would.
No, I didn't really like this movie the first time I saw it.
Okay, cool.
Because the plot's bullshit.
Yeah.
The entire plot of this movie is a giant misdirect that's intentionally like a fuck you to the audience.
Yeah.
That's why this movie did not do well when it came out. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
review well, and it's for that reason. The movie is like it's bullshit. It's this overly complicated plot that at the end nothing happened.
Steve Buscemi dies.
Steve Buscemi dies, and
For
not in
what?
like a climactic way. It just he has a heart attack during a fight.
Off screen, and then we're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I gotta save Donnie. Then boom, next scene, ashes.
Yep.
This is an off-topic story.
Okay.
It has to do with ashes. I don't know if I've ever told you this story before.
I don't think I've heard a story about
Have I
ashes
told you
before.
about how I accidentally found my grandfather's ashes when I was a kid?
Nope.
Okay, so my grandfather died when I was 8, and I didn't know how death worked. I was a child. I went to Catholic school, so it was like, as far as I was aware, everyone just died body, and there we go. So then, I want to say maybe a little bit after that, I was at my grandma's house, and I see this vase in my grandma's kitchen. And I'm like, this is a top on it. So I unscrew it, and I look, and I'm like, there's a bunch of sand in here. Well, a bunch of gray sand. I'm like, that's kind of weird. I don't know why my grandma would have that. I don't know where she's been where there's gray sand, but good for her. Her. Close it back up. Don't think about it. I don't ask my grandma about it. I don't ask my mom about it. I think I was in like 5th or 6th grade when we learned about cremation, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like a movie moment. I like stared off in the streets like, oh my god, that was Pappy. I found Pappy. That's how I found my grandfather's ashes when I was 8 years old.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
They should teach children about cremation younger.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I mean, I guess it's scary, but at the same time, it's like, you might be traumatized later on. Listen,
It's so
learned
good.
a lot of things late in life. I think I've told you I learned that Santa Claus wasn't real when I was 14, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9th grade religion class. I put on a brave face. I thought there were other children who didn't know. It was only me. I almost cried. It's okay, the Easter Bunny's real, so it's okay. My mom, Saturday night, thought we were in our rooms. She comes down with the baskets. I went out to use the bathroom. I screamed. I was like, the Easter Bunny's not supposed to be here yet. What are you doing?
Heck.
I graduate from college in a month.
I was trying to because so the topic of the TikToks came up
Oh boy.
during Easter because I was talking to my brother like, oh yeah, the TikToks have been doing quite well, and so the subject came like, oh yeah, like where'd you meet Makenna, all this stuff, and I was trying to explain to them like, you don't understand how profoundly weird Makenna is. In like the most endearing way possible, but she's just like the weirdest person you've ever met.
I remember when one of the you told me that I was at the time I was 21. You told me I was the oldest 21-year-old you knew. It's things happen. I don't know.
Somehow the oldest and also the youngest. You are somehow both like a 60-year-old woman and a 12-year-old kid at the same time.
My sister, I was texting my sister this morning. I was like, I feel so sore. Every time I cough, it hurts. And she goes, how old are you? I look 22, but on the inside, I'm 90.
Yeah, you spend your time cross-stitching and watching Jeopardy. And also, you're obsessed with SpongeBob SquarePants.
I believe in the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. You are somehow both 60 years old and 12.
I'm waiting for my uncle to ask me the same question your family asked about me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
because he walked by me on Saturday because he wasn't at Easter. I don't know where. Well, I don't know where he was, but he was like, "Did you learn a lot about baseball?" And I was like, "What?" And then it hit me. I was like, "Oh, that's right, the clip out. That's right. He's a big fan of the clip outs." And he was very excited to talk about the clip outs and the whatnot. And it makes him very happy. He's down with arthritis, so I think the clip outs bring him joy.
Oh, that's nice.
So look at that. We're
Yeah.
healing arthritis. Be a weird movie.
Yeah, it's very strange. So the thing about this movie is that it's a parody of a noir film.
Okay, yeah, I was reading about that. I didn't have time to read. I was about to go down the Wikipedia rabbit hole, but I stopped myself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go down this Wikipedia rabbit hole?
I mean, I watched this movie for the first time in high school, so I've seen it dozens of times, right? Mm-hmm. I know, and I love the Coens, so I know all about this movie. I know, a lot about the Coens. But yeah, it's so they wanted to do like a Raymond Chandler type, The Big Sleep, or whatever Humphrey Bogart kind of noir thing, but they wanted to do it as like a parody set in like at the time, like the modern era. And so it's basically playing with that idea. You have like the guy who would be the worst possible detective ever, just this stoner, lazy burnout who doesn't really, he can't solve anything. He doesn't take any action to solve anything. He's terrible at trying to do this. The plot, noir stories tend to have like these really complex plots that unfold in like interesting ways and then have a big twist at the end and stuff. This one is just pure convoluted and doesn't make any sense. And it's interesting because when you meet Maud for the first time and you have the first scene with her, she explains the entire plot of the film, and she's nailed it. She solved everything already. And just nobody believes her because everybody else is stupid.
Julianne Moore.
Yeah, Julianne Moore. Oh, did you get did you find the surprise David Thewlis?
I did. I wrote Lupin on my notes.
Yeah.
I looked at
playing
like,
an
who's that bald
absolute
man?
weirdo.
Why does he look so familiar? Is there... Okay, so the scenes with the stranger.
Okay.
Is there... I didn't know how to Google this. Is there another TV or movie series that kind of like parodies this? Because I have a random memory of maybe only seeing these scenes before by themselves, or like another form of media.
Maybe. So those scenes of themselves are parodies.
Okay.
So they wanted to do, I don't know if you've ever watched any like classic noir films, like detective movies from like, like the 50s or 60s, but they all have, I mean, well, you watched the theatrical cut of Blade Runner, which
yes.
they did, which Blade Runner is a neo-noir. It's a noir film, but just set in the future. When they did the theatrical cut, they asked for the narration to be put in because they wanted it to be more like a noir film. They wanted somebody to explain the things. The stranger parts are a parody of the narration in a noir movie. And they're actually written in a very, like, I have some of this pulled up where I can show you what they're specifically parodying. So it's like, this is the opening lines of the movie where it's the stranger, who is Sam Elliott, legendary cowboy from, Tombstone and all these other great movies. Way out west, there's this fella I want to tell you about. Fella by the name of Jeff Lebowski. At least that's what the handle his loving parents gave to him, but he never had much use for it. Mr. Lebowski, he called himself the Dude. Now, the Dude, that's a name no one would self-apply where I come from. But there's a lot about the Dude that didn't make a lot of sense. And a lot about where he lived likewise. But then again, maybe that's why I found the place so damned interesting. They call Los Angeles the city of angels. I didn't find it to be that exactly, but I'll allow there's some nice folks there. Of course, I can't say I've ever seen London. I ain't ever been to France. I ain't ever been to no damn the Queen and her damned undies. But I'll tell you what, after seeing Los Angeles and this here story I'm about to unfold, well, I guess I've seen something every bit as stupefying as you'd see in any of them places. And in English too. And like, yeah, he just like rambles on it. um Sometimes there's a man. I won't say a hero, because what's a hero? But sometimes there's a man. And I'm talking about the dude here. Sometimes there's a man. Well, he's the man for his time and place. He fits right in there. And that's the dude in Los Angeles. And like, yeah, like the way he talks there, that's basically specifically parodying Raymond Chandler. And Raymond Chandler has this famous cause okay, so what's the name of the Big Sleep? What's the name of that guy? That Humphrey Philip Marlowe. He wrote a bunch of books about a private eye called Philip Marlowe. Philip Marlowe is like the noir detective. Like there's a bunch of movies made about Raymond the Philip Marlowe character. Humphrey Bogart played him, Elliot Gould played him. He's like basically like the James Bond of that genre, right? And so Raymond Chandler has a quote when he's describing like what he views Philip Marlowe as, and it's down these mean streets a man must go who is not himself mean, who is neither tarnished nor afraid. He is the hero. He is everything. He must be complete man and a common man and yet an unusual man. He must be, to use a rather weathered phrase, a man of honor, by instinct, by inevitability, without thought of it, and certainly without saying it. He must be the best man in his world and a good enough man for any world. So they're sort of parodying that with a more like rambling style of a dude who can't like focus on anything, which is that's basically what the whole movie is. And it's very weird, but it gets better every time you watch it. Because you learn to not pay attention to what's going on at all and just enjoy the comedy of it, because that's really what it is. It's a comedy movie. And like there's not a lot of jokes in it, but it's still very funny. And it's what I really appreciate about the Coen Brothers, especially when they're doing comedy, which is that they have this way of writing where they aren't just like doing like set up punchline, that kind of like stuff to make you laugh. The way that they write their characters and their dialogue is just funny. Like the scenes of them at the bowling alley talking and like they're all like talking over each other and sentences don't get finished, and that's really, really difficult to write and like also very, very difficult to perform. Like when you watch that first scene of them in the bowling alley, the camera doesn't cut it all, and the dialogue they're saying is really, really complicated, and the timing's really complicated. Like, or the when the dude's trying to quote Vladimir Lenin, it is the you look to see who's profiting from the situation. And I am the walrus, and I am the walrus, and like the way that like all the characters are just like talking over each other all the time and stuff. It's really, really good in a way that like shouldn't be good. Like they would probably normally teach you that like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have characters start a sentence and then not finish the sentence. But it's really funny in this movie.
It is. I always like those scenes that are one take. I don't know, that or like one camera, like it doesn't cut, I guess. It like especially like when you realize it just becomes all that more impressive. Like
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's or no, not or. On the flip side of that, what's that one movie where it cuts like 20 different times of him just going over a fence?
Oh, that's like Taken 2, I think.
Yeah, because I think you said that. To me.
Yeah.
It's dog shit. It's dog
Yeah,
shit.
it's so bad. And it's like people will use that in his example, like, oh, look how bad the editing is. It's like, that's not the editing, bud.
No.
That's the director.
Yeah.
That's the director being like, look, we couldn't get him to jump over the fix. Editor, you have to fix this problem.
Yeah. The editor did what they could.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot about this movie that's like the opening scene of this movie I think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the real opening scene where he gets beat up by the thugs.
Mm-hmm.
And like when they're dunking his head in the toilet, he's, where's the money? I think it's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
What's in a White Russian? What is
it? Is vodka, Kahlua, which is coffee liqueur, and then half and half.
That's I would have never.
It's a strange drink. It's not a very like common.
Because he's drinking it. It's like getting his mustache from. Like, I didn't see him drink.
Yeah,
milk.
It's the half and half.
It's the half and half. It gets you every time. Is it good?
I think they're pretty good.
Interesting.
I wouldn't drink like a bunch of them, but like a White Russian every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good drink.
I like. Never mind. Okay. Well, I was gonna go off on a whole other thing. Justice for Donnie.
Justice for Donnie. Yeah,
Justice
seeing Donnie. I mean, the stranger says it at the end of the movie. Didn't like seeing Donnie go.
I wrote that note even before he died. Like, then he died. I was like, yeah, you really did.
Yeah, he spends the whole movie getting shit on. Walter screaming at him.
It's so sad.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
He just wants the ball.
Just those scenes of them at the bowling alley. I fucking love them. When he's, the world does not stop and start at your convenience. You're like a child who wanders into a movie asking what's going on. You're out of your element, Donnie.
It's so good. It just. I don't know what if it's like because it's in a bowling alley or it's just those three characters. I don't know. It just feels so real. Like I don't know.
It goes the way like conversations like
yeah.
Not necessarily the way conversations actually go, but more like the way you remember conversations being. Where like you cut out all like the bullshit parts.
I just
Justice for Donnie.
Justice for Donnie.
Oh, which brings me back to my In-N-Out thing because I had In-N-Out today because they pretty much every time I watch this movie I had to go get In-N-Out like the next day because when they're talking about like when they're going to visit the kid it's by the In-N-Out burger. Those are good burgers, Walter. And then we go get In-N-Out. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. We're gonna go over there, and then yes, we will get In-N-Out.
Gotta feed them. It's if you're going on that big of a mission, you gotta get a snack.
Yeah, especially you gotta get In-N-Out for sure.
I've never had it. Never been in those parts with where you can achieve an In-N-Out. Are you really In-N-Out?
People do have trouble with the lines sometimes, but they move really, really fast.
That's good.
Like people, outsiders, people not from California, they'll complain, but they're idiots. It's like it moves. You'll get out there faster than a McDonald's, and it's cheaper.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's awesome.
Are those the ones with the fries?
Yes.
Okay. I always mix that one up with another burger.
Well, lots of places they have
special.
Because Five Guys also they're famous for their fries. Oh, because haters talk about In-N-Out fries being bad, but they're idiots. So you don't need to listen to them.
Doesn't Greg Miller have a thing against In-N-Out?
No, Greg Miller loves In-N-Out. Andy's the idiot who doesn't like it.
That's all right. What's the one in Texas?
Oh, Whataburger?
Whataburger.
Mid. Super mid.
Is that the one? Oh no, the one with the
And also, and if somebody sends this to Andy Cortez, I know what they're gonna do because they've been talking about this on the goddamn podcasts. I went to the Whataburger at the Dallas airport, mid.
Uh-oh. I've
That's just I don't know if you're up on the Kind of Funny podcast.
Oh,
this has been a topic conversation. So
I'm familiar. I usually see the random tweets first, and then I get caught up on the podcast. I think it wasn't one of their stream goals to raise enough money, or one of their goals was, and then to just fly to the Dallas airport just for
they've been doing like a once a month, and they do like a live stream from a place, and they've been talking about doing it at the Dallas airport.
They should do that.
To go to the Whataburger, but mid, you don't need to do that. It's a Whataburger. It's like a Jack in the, which I love a Jack in the Box, but it's mid.
We don't have those. We got Hardee's. Never been
there. Hardee's. That's Carl's Jr. over here.
Oh, that's right. Why is it different?
They were like two companies that like got to like form together, and they were like, well, we have the brand recognition over here already, so it'll stay the brand recognition this way. It's the same with Hellman's and Best Foods. Same situation.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, we need to get, because I think most of our chains are national. Like, we don't have any. I mean, we got the gas stations. We got Sheetz. And Wawa. Yeah. I'll take those. But
those aren't really regional. Like those are all down like the East Coast.
Yeah. Wawa I think goes all the way down to Florida. I think it's top to bottom, baby.
They do have Wawa in Florida for sure because they talk about it on the Levitard show.
Gotta get a Wawa. Have you had a Wawa sub?
Nope.
Hoagie?
No, but they got out here.
Life changing.
I like a sub.
Because what is your number one place for a sub?
I mean, here I go to the Main Street delis in town, so I just go there. I get a sub, But honestly, I mean, some of their subs, they get us. We don't really got good subs around here.
You got Jersey Mike's?
We do. There's a Jersey Mike's by the Magic Shop up north. And yeah, I'll go there sometimes, get a meatball sub or whatever. It's pretty good. It's better than Subway.
Oh yeah, I think it's because of how the meat is sliced. You got the official deli and it's good bread, really good bread.
Yeah, the bread's better. And like it's not on the level like you go to like a really good sub shop, but it's better than a Subway. It's sort of like in the middle there.
It's We got
or like a Togo's. You know Togo's?
No, not familiar.
That might be a West Coast thing.
I'll put it on the list. We got a lot of good pizza shops around back home. That they got the good pizza shop bread, the homemade bread. They got good pizza shop mayonnaise. That's all you need in life.
Sorry, what?
What?
Pizza shop mayonnaise?
Yeah. You ever notice how the mayonnaise?
You're ordering like a sub from a pizza place?
Yeah, with like a turkey and cheese.
I don't be doing that.
Oh, you got to. They got good bread. They make homemade bread.
If I'm ordering from a pizza place, I'm gonna get pizza. So this is the thing about if I'm ordering from a place, I'm gonna get the thing the place does.
Hear me out. Gotta get a pizza shop sub. So good, so good. Good bread. It's like just a big crust.
See, that doesn't sound appealing to me. That's not what I want in a sub.
How do you feel about the bones of pizza?
Pizza, I like pizza bones, but I don't want I don't want like a pizza bone sandwich. No, like give me some sourdough. Give me a nice sourdough roll, whole wheat roll. Whole wheat.
Yeah. No. Gotta get the pizza shop mayonnaise. I don't know how they make it. My mouth is watering thinking about it.
You ever made fresh mayonnaise before?
No.
I think we've talked about this before. It's very easy to make as long as you have like a food processor or like a blender or something.
Is that when I asked my sister if we had a blender? I asked my
Yeah,
sister.
probably.
Maybe. We do have a blender. My parents got it as a wedding gift. So, I mean,
Yes, yes. This is retreading on very old
I was
territory.
gonna say, this is like over 2 years ago. Like,
yes, it is.
pre HBO Max.
Yeah.
This is, yeah.
Very early on in the friendship.
Oh, yes, very. In the lore, if you will. Maybe. Yeah, my final note for this movie. I just wrote movie equals wild.
Yeah. Wild ass movie.
That's my
For sure.
concluding thoughts.
Yeah.
It just you're just taken on this wild ride. You don't really know what's happening, even though it's explained to you. Well, maybe it's just because me. And it just ends on this very sentimental note of them just hugging on.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's go bowling. Let's go bowling.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
That's a beautiful ending. I enjoyed that. It was cute.
This movie has a lot of lines that I repeat constantly. Most of them are from the dude.
Mm-hmm.
The one, and this is, I both say it a shit ton, and I also, it's probably my most used GIF. But it's when the Jesus shows up and he's we're gonna fuck you up on Saturday, man. And then the dude's response is just, yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man. That is my favorite reply to anything I disagree with. It's just, yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
It's a good rebuttal.
Yeah, it's the perfect rebuttal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
yeah. Another bit of true wisdom that this movie drops on you, Makenna, is the you're not wrong, you're just an asshole.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
That's something everybody should learn from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's an educational movie, you know? You're just learning how to live life.
Absolutely. There's another little bit of wisdom that I think about sometimes is when Walter, they're talking about the nihilists, and he's well, say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, dude. At least it's an ethos.
That threw me off. Walter. I like his glasses. I think they're prescription.
Yeah.
Because you can see how
probably.
thick they were on the sides. I didn't realize you could get like yellow. I mean, I guess you could get prescription sunglasses, but like now I really want prescription yellow glasses. Shaded? Maybe I'll get blue. Maybe. We'll see. Brandon, do you have any concluding thoughts on the Big Lebowski?
Oh well, I mean, we should probably just touch on this because I sent it to you. But
oh yes,
this movie has a famous edit for TV. When Walter is destroying the Corvette, he says, "This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps." One of the best edited for TV moments of all time.
It's beautiful, it's packed full of wisdom. You know, you got to learn somehow.
Yeah, that's what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
We don't make the rules. John Goodman will beat up your Corvette.
They're just screaming at a child for no reason.
The child is completely like unfazed.
Yeah, no response.
No.
Well, so that actually brings up a point that I want to make about like the whole month about Coen Brothers movies, which is I love the actors the Coen Brothers pick, especially the extras, because the Coen Brothers have a knack. One, they cannot write a dull character to save their lives. Every single character that they write pops off the screen in a way that is just memorable. Also, they only cast people who look like regular people.
Yes.
There are no movie stars. There's no like handsome people who you're like, oh my god, this guy like no, like they look like just regular dudes in the movie, which is perfect. Shout out to Peter Stormare.
Oh, yes, he's back.
With the giant scissors.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Hilarious.
Do you think he got to keep the giant scissors?
Maybe. I would ask.
Yeah, let's get him one. We'll ask him that one question.
When he throws the ferret in the bathtub. Fucking weird.
It's just like, what the? Why is there a ferret there?
Yeah, he's carrying a ferret on a leash.
Yeah, casually, no biggie.
Do need to touch base on a thing. I think I'm going to keep bringing up, which is the repetition of dialogue or the repetition of words.
Yeah.
Like the when they just so many lines just get repeated over and over again in this movie. Like, and they peed on your rug. It really tied the room together. Stuff like that. Or one of my favorites is when the thugs visit him for the second time. He's we know who you are, Lebowski, and we got the right Lebowski this time, Lebowski. Okay, we know which Lebowski you are, Lebowski. A couple strange things. So Sam Elliott, he says sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you, and then the dude repeats that. That's so one. That's not what it says in the script, and it's also not what the saying is. The saying is sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you, which makes more sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have no fucking clue why. It's literally, if you look at the script, it says sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you. No fucking clue why they say the bar. And also, there's only one line of improvised dialogue in this movie.
I read about that.
Yeah, the Coen Brothers are very like I said, they're very meticulous filmmakers. Normally, they don't allow improv. They won't put any improv in their movie. They write things very specifically and they want it performed very specifically. But when Jeff Bridges calls the Big Lebowski a human paraquat, that is the only improv line in this movie.
I read, because I was reading that, and I was reading how, even all, the little, man and dude and likes were all, in the script as well, which is
Yeah, when you look
wild.
At the script, it's, all the stops and start in sentences are written out that way. Every single, dude, man, it's a level of, just impressiveness of them being able to write that naturally. And
Philip Seymour Hoffman's
to imagine
too.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
Philip Seymour Hoffman's I was just reiterating the thing I was saying, but yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman's so fucking good in this movie.
Good. I didn't know he was in this movie, and there he was.
You see, that's our concern, dude. Her life was in your hands.
I love that, and that's why it reminded me of the dude. Every time he said "dude," I loved it because he's so prim and proper.
Yeah, the dude tells him that his name is the dude, and he fully expects that, and he will only ever call him the dude.
It's so good.
Her life is in your hands, dude. Her life is in your hands, dude.
It's great. And then the grandpa from the Wonder Years is there too. He's the Big Lebowski.
Oh, is that what else he's been in?
That's where I recognized him.
Okay, he's going to be in the next movie too.
Oh, cool. Okay, he kind of, maybe it's just his face. Oh, this might be mean. He kind of reminds me of the guy in Monsters Inc.
Mr. Waternoose?
Yeah, maybe it's his voice. It might be his voice.
It's the voice.
It's the voice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's because John Goodman plays Sully, so maybe that's why I was thinking of Monsters Inc. Speaking of the Coen Brothers month, what are the last two, or what's next week? I guess
next week we will doing "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Ooh boy,
which is a banger of a movie. Absolute banger. Actually, because this is going to come up next week, need to shout out T-Bone Burnett for doing a lot of the music.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so he is he's not like a composer. He's not really like he doesn't like put the soundtrack together. But you go to T-Bone Burnett and you're like, hey, I need music from this era, and he gives you the best music from that era. And there will be some really cool stories about what he does in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. So just know he did them. He like put together some of the soundtrack for this movie. It's all awesome. He's so good at his job. He's the best.
I'm excited. Brandon, what else is happening? Oh wait, never mind. We'll have an episode before then, I guess. Brandon, what else is happening next week?
Oh, next week on the 20th, we're doing the official HBO Max press conference.
Woohoo! Year 3.
Announcing phase 3 of HBO Max.
Phase.
A lot of surprises, a lot of interesting stuff happening.
It's gonna
Tune
be
in.
big. It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be huge.
If you thought the first press conference was big, wait for this one.
I think we'll do it on the HBO Max YouTube account.
Cool. Okay.
That seems to be the place that would make most sense to do.
Yes, I think so. That would make sense.
I just the last time we did it on my Twitch account. I think this time we'll do it on the HBO Max YouTube. So yeah, be looking out for that.
It'll also be archived there.
Yep, we won't have to rip it and put it up. Yeah, it'll just be there.
Let it rip, as they say.
Yep. Well, the opposite. We won't let it rip.
We won't let it rip.
Yeah.
It is ours. We're keeping it. No rip. Only us. Brandon, are there any books in this movie? Oh, what about the?
Yeah. I mean, we might as well plug. Yeah, Raymond Chandler books.
Yeah.
Which this is, of course, based off of. So yeah, I recommend The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. Let's see who reads that on Audible.
Oh, let's see.
Because I read that one. I thought that I think it's a really good book. Also, it's got a great film adaptation starring Elliot Gould, one of my favorite actors.
Ooh. So, Trapper John in MASH.
Yes, Trapper John, MD.
And Monica and Ross's dad in Friends.
Yep.
And he's in Ocean's
movie's
11. Sorry.
Yeah, we talk about him a lot on this podcast
we do.
because he's one of my favorite actors. I'm in love with him.
Fantastic.
But in that movie, they do a really cool thing where he just like walks around lighting matches on shit all the time, and he's really good at it. They do it in just like one take. Like he'll just like walk by like a door frame and light a match on it and then light a cigarette. It's awesome. That movie's sweet. So yeah, check out The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler on Audible, narrated by Scott Brick. I think canonically that is the first book in the series. So yeah, go check that one out. And to do that, you can use audible.com/trial/HBO Max MAKS. You'll get a free month of Audible, 100% free.
What? You must be lying.
I would not lie about this. That would be a very silly thing to lie about, Makenna. So yeah, you just go to audible.com/trial/HBO Max MAKS, all lowercase. And then if you don't enjoy the service, that's fine. You can cancel free of charge, and you get to keep the book.
What?
Yeah, they don't take it back. Logistically, it seems like that would be a difficult thing to do. So
too good to be true, but guess what? It is. It is true.
Yeah, I love audiobooks, so I highly recommend it. And I think the Raymond Chandler books are pretty sweet. So yeah, audible.com/trial/HBO Max.
Do it, please. Thanks.
Build it, beautiful.
Build it. Yes. Don't forget, Brandon. Where can people find you if they want to find you?
They can find me on twitch.tv/Jose Ruckus or twitter.com/Jose Ruckus, or is it tiktok.com/Jose Ruckus? I don't know. Just go to TikTok and type in Jose Ruckus and I'll come up.
Yeah.
Who's using TikTok on desktop anyway? That's a weird thing to do. If you're doing that, are you doing that? Are you watching TikTok on your desktop?
No, I'll tell you why I do it and why I know your handle off the top of my head. It's because I check the numbers during class. when a TikTok goes out. That's the only reason why I know TikTok on desktop. It's tiktok.com/@Jose Ruckus for all those wondering.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I got you. You can follow the show on Twitter at HBO Max, HBO MAKS. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@HBO Max. It's similar to the TikTok. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, hit the bell, hit all the buttons. Brandon, what should people comment this week?
They should comment. Ooh. What's your favorite quote from this movie? Because this movie has just a billion quotes. So which one's your favorite?
It's one of those movies where like you hear the quotes and you don't know where it's from. It's like, oh shit, there it is. It's from Big Lebowski.
It really tied the room together.
And with that, let's go bowling.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go bowling.
Let's go bowling.